So let's talk about protecting your mental stability, dealing with all of the rejection while you're trying to meet your future girlfriend and maybe wife in the future. I know it's really hard when you're out there approaching a lot of girls and you're trying to learn how to do this. You get a lot of rejection, a lot of things go wrong. And a big part of that is you will approach a girl and she'll be giggling, she'll be touching her hair, she'll show you all these fake signs. It's like fool's gold. She'll give you strong eye contact. She will, she'll be giggling and, she'll fold her legs while she's standing there, and you'll think that that's a sign as well. You guys will like the same bands, you will like the same something, you might have the same favorite color, whatever. And you'll start romanticizing this girl that you literally have only known for 30 seconds. And you'll start thinking, look, this is the girl that I'm going to marry. Now, you get a number, you might even go on an instant date. You might even go into a club and you're making out with her and you're hanging out for 4 hours. You might even take her home. And then she ghosts. And then she doesn't respond, and then it hurts. And I know it's a little bit silly that it should hurt, but it does hurt. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about because it's happened to you if you've gone out and done some approaches yourself. Now, what we want to do to avoid this pain, because what will happen is the pain will snowball and you'll find yourself in a situation where maybe every couple of weeks you're meeting a new girl and you're thinking, oh my God, this is my girlfriend. What an awesome approach. She really likes me. And you'll start planning the wedding and planning your future together. And then when it doesn't work out, you're hurt a little bit. And it's hard for men to admit that, but this is what a lot of you guys go through. And this is why a lot of guys become bitter. It's just a fact because the stats show it, and the amount of bitter men out there is amazing. There's so many bitter, angry men out there that can't handle rejection anymore because they've already had too much of it. So, how can we do it? What's the antidote to this? It is understand that off the approach and through the texting phase and through the dating phase, be fully aware that she hasn't committed. Even if she's come over and slept with you at your place, she hasn't committed. There's no commitment being made. There's no guarantee that you're going to continue to see her. There's no guarantees at all. And once you come to the realization that, especially in the early phases, I would say even to the point where you're already sleeping with her, there's still no guarantees. Once you come to realize this, and this is what guys that are experienced come to realize if they stay in game long enough to actually get good at this, they don't take it seriously. They know that it's just a one-night stand, or even in extreme cases, that girl that gave them a really good reaction off the cold approach may not even reply to them. Or that girl that's been replying and she turns up to that one date, she might not come back. When you start to realize how flimsy and how easily women change their mind and how unreliable they can be, and you start to take account of that, you start to allow for that, you start to prepare yourself. Okay, well, what is her name? I forgot her name already. Because you're not remembering her name. What are those things about her that she said? I forgot. You forget about all of the personal things, and all you do is focus on the important things. When is she free? When is she available to date you? Focus on the nuts and bolts, and don't really remember and don't really take it too seriously in the early phases. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get you in the right state of mind where you're consistently meeting girls on a daily basis. Obviously, you're going to be using dating apps as well, but we all know that um, a lot of the girls that start dating on these dating apps, they come to the realization, oh, it's time for me to date. It's time for me to take it seriously, and they get on the dating app. But often they're already past the phase where we want to meet them. They're past that age. They're a little bit too old, or maybe they're a little bit too experienced at that point. So what we want to do is we want to use cold approach. And so you're out there meeting girls on a daily basis. It's a consistent thing. You go out there and we don't even really need to call it approaching. You're just sociable every time you go outside, and you find yourself in conversations with cute girls every day, and you find yourself getting numbers every day, and you don't take it seriously, and there's just like a blur of women coming in and out of your phone, and dates and texts, and you don't know who you're texting. You look at the thread, what did I say last? Okay, I'll send this text. I'll line her up for Friday because I've already got Saturday booked in. I'll line her up for Saturday lunchtime because Friday and Saturday night are already booked out. And you don't really think too much about who they are and really get into the depth of it, just to protect yourself, just so you can be level-headed and enjoy things a little bit more. And when you do that and you forget their names, you don't know who they are, it allows you to enjoy dating a little bit more. Because when you get attached in the early stages, you're going to feel the burn. You're going to feel the pain. And in some cases, not all, but in many cases, you might get to the point where you're a little bit depressed and a little bit frustrated, and you might need to take 3 or 6 months off dating altogether, just because of the rejection. You met 10 girls in the last 6 months and you thought they were all wife material, and you kind of fell in love a little bit with all of them, and they all kind of broke your heart a little bit. And now you're a little bit more bitter and a little bit more angry, and you're not really trying your best on the next date. You're not really enjoying it. And then the new girls that you meet, they kind of feel that you're not really there. And that bitterness can negatively affect everything, and you're running out of time. You need to be turning up. You can't be taking 3 to 6 months off. You can't afford to be getting bitter. We need you to have a phone full of numbers all of the time. We need you to be texting girls every day. We need you to be in a situation where you're lining up dates at least every weekend. And that's how eventually you find yourself the right girlfriend. And, if you're struggling, that's how you put yourself in a situation where you get at least one girlfriend. And the negativity from rejection really comes back from you picturing yourself in a relationship with her. You envision yourself dating her in the future, and you just think, oh, wow, I would love to date this girl. I could see myself with her. She's girlfriend material. Maybe she's more. Maybe I could have kids with her. And you've only had one date with her. Or you just met her in the mall and you've got her number and you're already romanticizing your future together. You see? And that's what makes you bitter when that girl doesn't respond. She ghosts you. She flakes on the date. That's when it hurts a little bit. But if we can start to see them all as just a blur of girls and not really taking them seriously until we get to the point where we're actually kind of dating them, that's how you can protect yourself emotionally. That's how you can meet enough girls, especially in the modern dating era, that you will get yourself to a point where there's enough volume of girls in your phone, enough dates, and enough girls locked in as like regulars that you're sleeping with on a regular basis, that you will get to the point where you will become the chooser. You'll be able to choose which girl will be the right girlfriend for you instead of the other way around. And you might even enjoy it. You might actually enjoy the process. You might actually just start to enjoy dating and approaching and enjoy game. And ultimately, that's where we want to be. If you want to sign up to some coaching, click the link and fill out the form. See if you're eligible to do some coaching with myself. I got a 30-day challenge if you're interested in that. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Leave a nice comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.